so, I'm a blue dog. Rare breed, almost extinct. Most of my friends are Republicans, my parents are, so I try not to let it get to it. Everybody has their own opinion, everybody's entitled to vote, so vote the way you feel best for you. And I'll vote the way I feel best, so. And don't get me wrong, I've never voted for Chris Murphy, so.
What was that?
I can't bring myself to
He's
do
one of
that.
ours. Oh, thirsty? No, the 710-4242.
Hey guys,
Hey.
How are you?
good. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. Thanks for asking. Yourself? How are you enjoying summer?
A lot of fun. We went to Great Wolf. I had a week off a couple weeks ago. We went to Great Wolf Lodge for a couple days. So our 3-year-old loved it. He was in all his glory with the big bucket dumping water everywhere, and just a lot of fun. How about you guys?
I think everybody's keeping busy. We were just swapping stories.
Yeah. How's the farm going?
Busy. Can't wait to have you out. Yes, we're trying, everything's trending with the building, and with regards to the horse shows, they're cranking. People are just trying to stay nice and cool and dry. Yeah.
Awesome.
Not this weekend, I saw the ambulance go down.
Oh, yes. There was a
Right.
young lady, she was 16, she was actually just had a back problem, and she was just having an ambulance out to look at it.
So we got 6:30 here. I know Pete Grillo's not going to make it. I guess there's another meeting happening at this same time right now.
Yeah,
for
he threw us
nominations
off.
and stuff.
We saw him in the other room.
So, all right, we'll get started. We'll call this meeting to order and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so with that, we have to bring to discussion is the bids. So we received 2 bids. Both bids have a lot of detail to them. There's the base price of what they're quoting us, and then there's other additional activities that could bring that price further north. The base price before any adjustments was approximately $120,000 and $200,000 from the 2 bidders. I don't know if you guys want me to give my feelings or if somebody else would like to start first and give their input for what we're looking at here from a cost standpoint.
I think the first one's efficient. The other one's nice because it does 3D mapping and it does a lot of other stuff. It's a lot more in depth, but I don't think we need that $200,000 bid. I mean, they're gonna do a lot more stuff, but it's just, a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. When these came in, these were considerably higher than the estimate we got in October of 23. And I get costs have changed and stuff, but we're talking roughly 80,000 to something that's minimum 120. And even within that bid, there's a provision there that if there's vegetation that's in the way of their equipment, the town's going to have to cut that down and remove it. So there's a lot of costs, especially with it being a heavily wooded area that could be absorbed by the town there. My concern is when I look at our fund accounts, the EDC account has $165,000 in it. The incubator building has $221,000 in it, right? And those funds are to be used for that building and things affecting it. So you're talking about pretty much depleting the funds that are in the account. Given the fact that we've had multiple budgets turned down by townspeople with any increase in cost, there's not a lot of willingness in town to increase expenses like that. In other areas, we've seen it. From an outside of the budget fiscal standpoint, with the levels these came in at, I just, from a financial standpoint, I don't support spending that amount of money for plans where we don't have a defined avenue of how we're going to accomplish the project. And I know there's grant money out there and stuff, but we haven't defined that. And I just have a hard time spending this level of money that's going to deplete our funds for something that was unbudgeted. I think if this is something we do, it's something that should be included in a town budget that people can vote on at this level, or something that, you know, we have grant money that's committed, lined up and going to pay for it. But from a straight out-of-pocket cost for what we're getting, I just, at these levels, which are much higher than I had anticipated it coming in, I just, to be honest, I don't support moving forward with either bid at the levels they came in at.
I agree with you.
Me too.
I agree too. It's way too much money for no return.
Do you know how much we would get from a grant?
So, so I have a grant that would be perfect for this project. It would be about $250,000. We would have to apply for the $250,000 exactly, no less, no more. And the opening of the bid isn't until October. So we're still about 4 months out from, about 3 months out from being able to even apply for it.
Okay.
There are other bids out there, and I've done a lot of research. I found 3 or 4 bids, or not bids, grants for it, but as of right now, nothing's open.
Okay.
That's great. So we want to just.
So you want to table this till September,
Yes.
Steve?
Great idea.
I mean, where I stand right now is my recommendation would be not to accept either bid and not to proceed. And then if we want to revisit it in the future with grant money that's defined that we have in hand, then hey, I'm all aboard for that. But my recommendation would not be to accept either bid, because it's not like we can table this, hold on to these, then call these companies months later and say, hey, I want you to do this same work for this bid, that because it's going to be outside the timeline that we need to execute the offer by. So it's almost like turning it down, and then if we have grant money in the future, I'm okay revisiting that. But from a fiscal standpoint, with what these levels came in at, I just can't. I just can't. We have a saying at the bank, right? So when our commercial lenders are looking to do a prospective deal, you know, if you really want to gut check someone, you ask them, would you make this loan deal with your own personal money? Would you put your personal money into this deal? And if the lender hesitates in any way or says no, you know it's not a good credit. So don't risk the bank's money for something you wouldn't do with your own personally. And if these two accounts at the town were my personal bank accounts and I was going to spend my personal money to execute this project, I wouldn't do it. And so from that financial standpoint, I just wouldn't move forward with this. But if things change down the road, I would love to do future planning for this. I don't think for me, it doesn't end the want to do future planning and develop that. It's just that at this time, I'd say no to these bids. And then if something allows us grant money or funds that we can revisit it, we can ask them to resubmit bids or something like that, and they can adjust their costs for whatever changes.
Logical as always.
Yeah, and I know, Scott, you're probably disappointed with what I have to say, but I'm a big proponent of evaluating this option too. It's just the levels these are in at, I just can't.
I thought it was awfully high. I was thinking it was gonna come in around 65 to, 90,000 is what I was thinking. Because we just want a basic subdivision. We're only looking to break up a few lots. We're not looking to break up the whole 55 acres. If we're breaking up the whole 55 acre and then two acre lots, yeah, I would expect it to be 500,000. But that's not the case. We're only breaking a few lots, so it is expensive for a few lots. I agree with you 100%. And if we do it, we move forward without grant money, we suck up all the cash we have, which is not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I agree with you. When we could, why don't we can table it, or we can put it out for rebid sometime in the fall when we find out what we can get for grant money. Table it to September, October. I mean, we need to
Does
move
any-
forward on it at some point, but
Yeah. Does anybody disagree, or does anybody want to push forward with this at all? Okay,
I don't want to push forward. I think we're on the same page.
okay. All right, so then can we have a motion? Because Sarah, we need a decision on this that we have to send to the Board of Selectmen, correct?
Yes, so I need either a disapproval or approval of either of the bids.
Disapproval. I make a motion to disapprove both bids.
Second.
All in favor? Or all
Aye.
who disapprove? Aye.
oh, this is,
Aye.
Mark Jordan, did you say disapprove?
No, I approve.
Approve the disapproval.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this, at this point, we're not gonna, Sarah, do you need any sort of letter or any sort of communication from this that's gonna go to the Board of Selectmen, or do you have that handled?
So I'm going to the meeting tomorrow for 2 different things, so I'm just gonna verbally tell them that the board disapproved both of the bids, that we're not moving forward with either of them, so they should take that just fine.
Okay.
I will, however, need to create a letter to send to both of these companies, just telling them why we're not moving forward with the bids, so I'll create a letter and I can send it to you, Steve, or I can send it to the whole commission and just ask for your guys' opinion, and then once I get approval on that, I'll send it to them.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, if you want, Sarah, draft something, send it to me, and then we could distribute to the whole group, and then everybody can give their input. I don't know to what level we'll do with that, I mean, we can always just leave it pretty high level, and then, if they want more details, we can always discuss, but let's try to keep it high level, and I'm sure they'll understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was the only item on the agenda. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Thank you, Mark, for checking in on Zoom with me here. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay there, so.
All right, do we need a motion of adjournment?
Do we have a second?
Yep.
One second.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a good night,
All right.
Steve, Mark.
Meeting
Yeah.
adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank
Night,
you.
guys.
I got a funny story for you. I worked with this guy, when he was a kid, he went camping, and his mom, and then they went to the campsite, they set it all up, they started